Hey guys, good morning. It is January 16th, day 16 of Wise Up, a daily dose of wisdom from the book of Proverbs for your daily life. Thanks for joining us today, bright and early, 7 a.m. You may or may not have school today. I hope you guys have been enjoying the snow. I know I have. It's awesome to actually get snow this winter. Hey, let's jump right into our verse today. Right here we are, Proverbs chapter 16, verses 18 through 20. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before the fall. It is better to be of a low spirit with the poor than to divide the spoil with the proud. Whoever gives heed to instruction prospers, and blessed is he who trusts in the Lord. This whole section of Solomon's proverb is all about pride. It's all about pride right here. And that's what we're focusing on today. We're focusing on pride because at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, pride will destroy. I'm not talking about like have pride in your school, like we can do this, we can win the game, or we can do a good job in this performance or whatever it may be. It's not that kind of a pride, right? We're going to kind of take a look at this, right? Pride focuses on self. Pride says that you can, that you will, that that you're on top, right? A haughty spirit is similar, and it kind of goes a step further because somebody who's haughty is one who, kind of knows that about themselves. They're prideful, but they're so prideful that everybody else is below them, right? That's what pride says. Pride puts you as number one. Pride puts you on the throne of your heart. And that's what pride says. And what follows this attitude, because really it's an attitude of the heart, what follows this? Destruction and the fall, death, ruin, embarrassment, sin, failure, you name it. And that's a bold statement. But why does Solomon make that? Why does God tell us that pride goes before this kind of fall, this kind of destruction? Perhaps because pride is the very thing that goes against what we were created for, and that's to love God and love other people. Pride goes against the very thing that we were created for. Pride puts you as number one of your life. And so we're not created to look out for number one first. We're not created to look out for ourselves and put ourselves above everything and everybody as though we're more important than them, that we are somehow the most significant thing. That's not what we're created to do. But pride says, nah, man, life's about me and what I want to do, and this and that, right? Pride says a lot of things. But let's kind of take a look at the second part of that. And verse 19 there, it's better to be lowly spirit with the poor than to divide the spoil with the proud, right? It's kind of like what we talked about the other morning in Clockers. So being honest about the condition of your heart. And he's saying that, hey, it's better to recognize that you're in need and to be among other people who are the same way than to celebrate the riches with people who are only about themselves and you being the same way, right? Last verse is focusing on something completely different, though. The focus is not about you and about you being number one and you being the main deal, right? Verse 20, the focus of the subject is not on the self being number one or being on top, but in fact somebody else. And who is that somebody else? That's God, right? Because if you're on top, if you're number one, you don't need instruction from anybody else. You don't need to trust in the Lord because you're fine. What you want to do is what you want to do, and that's good, and that's the best, right? And you know better because you're number one. So why would somebody like that need to trust in God? And why would that person need to trust in God to prosper when you got all the answers yourself? So you see what he's kind of saying here? But God tells us over and over and over and over again that when we humble ourselves, when we submit to him and we understand that life's not about you, that life's not about me, and we humble ourselves and we seek him first, that we prosper and find the blessing of the Lord when we trust him, right? Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you as well, right? Like, he tells us to seek him first, and that's what a humble person does. That's what a wise person does. So what does it look like to do that? Well, it's looking at what we do every day in and out. It's forming new habits of asking advice, habits of opening the Word and reading God's Word and saying, God, I'm not the king of my life. You are. I'm going to sit and listen to you today and spend time following you, right? The whole idea of following somebody is in many ways the exact opposite of what this kind of pride is. Pride says, I don't need to follow Jesus. I don't need to follow anybody. I'm good. But Jesus tells us the opposite. So here's kind of our challenge for today. As we go about today, think about where your attention is. Think about what's going on in your headspace. Where's your attention? Is it on us? Is it on you? Is it on me? Or is it on how we can love other people and show them Jesus' love? Is our focus, is our attention on what Jesus has done for us and what he's doing continually in this world? A wise person understands this. A wise person takes him or herself off of the throne in their heart and of their life and puts Jesus on the throne of their heart and seeks him first above all else. So, may that bless you guys today. May that challenge you today. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.